This is Colin Dixon with nScreen Media, and I'm really pleased to be talking to Dr. Abdul Rehman. He's Chief Executive Officer and co-founder of SimWave. Abdul, welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here, Colin.
It's great to have you. And we are going to be talking, I think, about one of the most important topics this year and next year, which is stream sports. Sports are really coming online big time now. We're seeing major sports being provided either through virtual MVPDs, or you can watch Thursday Night Football on Amazon. You can watch Major League Baseball on Apple TV and Major League Soccer, and maybe even NFL Sunday Ticket starting next season if they win the bid for that, which seems fairly likely. So we're all going to be watching a lot of stream sports, and it turns out that stream sport quality is very variable. And SimWave is an expert at measuring that. But we'll get to that in just a second, because I want Abdul, please introduce yourself and tell us why you started SimWave.
My background is from academia. As academics, we pioneered the field of perceptual quality assessment. And as video streaming specifically started to become more and more popular, we started working with the biggest household names in video streaming. And we decided to start the company so we can really help the video industry deliver the best possible video experiences to billions of streaming viewers out there. So now we are working with the biggest household names in video streaming. We monitor and optimize billions of video viewing hours per month. And we are also recognized through a number of awards. You can look at one.
I see the Emmy back there. Congratulations on that. And that's one of two, right? You have two Emmys.
Yes, this is the second one.
Yeah, congratulations on that. Now, if you're listening to this video, you want to stick around to the end, because Abdul's going to be giving us advice on 2 or 3 things that you can do right now to start to improve your video quality. But before we get there, I have been watching a lot of stream sports, particularly Premier League, and I watched a little bit of the Belgium Grand Prix this weekend. And Abdul, what I noticed is that quality is extremely variable. Is this common? Is it just me, or is it really very variable across all of the services?
That's right. So we have been monitoring quality across a number of streaming platforms offered across a couple of continents and countries as well, to really understand how well sports content is being streamed from perceptual quality perspective to tens of millions of viewers, if not more than that. And what we have found is the same is the case of Belgium's Grand Prix this weekend, that quality varies significantly. So we monitored and watched streaming across 3 platforms, and we observed that the quality varied significantly. So if I show you a quick preview of that, let me share my screen quickly. On this screen, you would see the comparison. You will see the comparison between 2 of these streaming services. The one on the left side is suffering from what we call deinterlacing artifacts. That makes it really difficult for a viewer to focus, and can be quite painful on the human visual system to try to extract structural information from it. Whereas the one on the right side is much more crisp and much better quality. So this is an example of the variability of quality across these streaming services. And it's just not this specific artifact. There are compression artifacts and various other issues that we have very commonly observed across these streaming services.
Very good. And actually, people can see a video showing this in much more detail, and we'll include a link with that in this posting. So if you want to take a closer look, you can do that. So really explain to us, one of the great things about your quality metric is that you really measure the perceptual quality, not just the absolute quality. You measure how we perceive it. And obviously there, it was very, very clear what the differences were between the 2. Tell us a little bit about how you calculate that.
Yeah, so the goal of the perceptual quality measurement that we do is to mimic how humans perceive video. And we do that by modeling behaviors of the human visual system. So we build mathematical models based on knowledge-based approaches and learning-based approaches to predict the same score that humans would when they're watching video content. So on the surface, if you look at the problem, it seems like a very simple problem because humans take sometimes milliseconds to give you an answer. If you ask someone, what do you think your experience was? And you would come up with a number pretty quickly. But when you think about coming up with that same number using software or hardware or some automatic way of doing that, you don't know where to begin because the human visual system is so very complex. And that's the problem we are solving. That's the challenge that we have undertaken. And we rely on vision science, psychophysics, and various other aspects of the human visual system to understand the behaviors of the human visual system that contribute to determining that score and that experience in real time in software in a computationally efficient way.
And you're able to boil this down to a score between 0 and 100. So give us a couple of examples. How are people scoring on this scale?
As you can expect, sports content is quite challenging to deliver. So going into this exercise, and we have done it over a number of weeks now, I did not have a lot of expectations just because content delivery chains are complex and the content is complex. So we generally see a score range of from anywhere from 64.5 all the way to low 80s. And we work with not only sports customers who deliver sports content, but we also work with customers who deliver file-based content and different forms of content. Based on our experience working with the customers, based on a lot of subjective studies that we have done, streaming industry needs to be at least 80 and above to deliver satisfactory experience to their subscribers, because these sports fans, they are passionate about the game. They are there to enjoy. They have other people come in and join. It's an event that happens, and it's more than just you watching by yourself in many cases. Coming back to the question, so we do see cases where we do get 80 and above, like in case of F1 TV, it's been consistently be able to do that. But more often than not, it's in low 70s and high 60s.
Yes, I certainly saw a lot of variability in my Premier League viewing this weekend, I can tell you. And I guess that this quality metric really allows people to know what they don't know. That is, to know what their quality is and be able to benchmark it against other services, which is absolutely critical. So give us a hint. What 2 or 3 things that people can do right now to improve the quality of their stream video?
As I mentioned, the content delivery workflows are very complex, and I'm not undermining the complexity of it and years of work that goes into delivering video to millions of subscribers. Which is why, like you said, what we believe in is first measure and then use that accurate measurement to optimize your delivery workflow. So step 1 is to really know what you don't know, like you said. Delivery workflows are often blind to viewer experience. They measure a number of quality of service parameters, but when it comes to perceptual quality, as we just talked about, they are generally blind to that. So job 1 would be to measure perceptual quality across different points in the delivery chain. And as we have discovered working with a number of our customers, that issues can happen at different points in the delivery chain. Quite often we see sources not performing as well. So that becomes sort of a garbage in, garbage out situation. And working with our customers, we know that you have multiple sources coming in. In case of F1 Grand Prix, you have access to multiple sources coming in. And those may not be performing at the best quality level that you want them to. So you can select the best source that's coming in, both offline and then in real time as well. Then one of the key contributors to perceptual impairments is encoding and packaging processes that happen. So you may be encoding at 5, 6, 7 megabit per second, which is quite commonly the case, or most commonly you are encoding using ABC or known as H.264 codec. But it's not just about the bitrate. It's also about how you're using those processes and if those are performing well for sports content, if those encoders are configured in the best possible way, and so on and so forth. So encoding is another important aspect, and then the play.
Yeah. So, and the great thing is that we have a much longer version of this interview, which you can listen to in the nScreen Media podcast. Just search for nScreenNoise in your favorite podcast manager, and you'll be able to pick that up. And it's a much longer, much fuller description there. And the only other thing to say is you can also see SimWave at IBC. If you're attending IBC, they'll be in Hall 1, booth B10. I will be seeing you there, Abdul.
Absolutely. I'll be there, and I look forward to meeting everybody and would love to talk to you about this topic and anything else related to perceptual quality measurement and optimization.
Very good. And thank you for speaking with us. And we will see you all again soon.